Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Got a battle on the Malinovka map with crazib from Ducky Clan. This time he's in the WZ-120-1FT, sometimes known as the fake tank. Why is it called that? It's because it's a Chinese copy of a Soviet TD. So think about the Su-100 series. Quick look at the gun. So 122mm, average damage 440, and pen of 310 with heat shells, and 248 with standard AP. Alright, now you can see it's a pretty mobile tank, similar to the Su-100s, or in this case the Su-122. Yes, it's been spotted, but unfortunately the team's just lost their only light tank. Spotted out by the enemy light tank and destroyed by the STA-1. And also we can see crazib is platooned with WZ-176. You can see him rocketing up the hill, but you can see that his speed is not much better than the WZ. Alright, and he's loading for bear. So it's an all tier 8 game. So he's expecting to see another WZ-176 on top of the hill, which you should expect. If you see them on the other side, you know they'll rocket into position and potentially get there earlier than you do. But interestingly, crazib K has got up here first. Here's an interesting turnout. So, quick snapshot, the AMX 5100, and there's the BZ. So maybe he chose not to use his rocket straight away. But he managed to go through the front sprocket there, the crazib K, get his first bit of damage, and he also bounced around it. Has got a pretty strong frontal armour, not that it's reliable, but it does certainly bounce rounds if they're not well placed. There's a quick snap at the 5100, but unfortunately doesn't connect to placeberg and pen, which is a bit surprising given it's a 5100. It's pretty much a paper heavy tank, but nonetheless. Okay. Can he get an angle on this crazib K without exposing himself? That's the decision here. But I guess the key thing here is he's not sitting at the back like a TD might do. You can see there's the Shrek there back on the light line there. But you can see now he's going for the roof of the WZ-176. Now why is that? Okay, so he's firing a 122mm gun, and he's able to overmatch the roof armour on the WZ-176. What does overmatch mean? It means that if the caliber of the gun that's firing is at least 3 times what the thickness of the armour is, it doesn't matter what the angle it comes in as. So for anything under 120mm for a 40mm plate, it would just ricochet at that angle. But because it's more than exactly 3 times, so 122mm is 2 milliliters more than 120, and 120 is 3 times 40mm, if you get what I'm saying. So that means that he's able to overmatch the roof here, and that's not just a weakness of the WZ-176, it's also similar for the Vipera and similar other TDs which have got strong frontal armour, or tanks even, not just TDs. Alright, so it's got a few targets here. They're all backing off down the hill. Managed to put a shot in here. He ignores the Iron because he only had a few hit points left, and he's going to get taken out anyway. And just snaps a shot at the IS-2, but that bounces off the side of the turret. Alright, now it's a good move here, not following those tanks down the hill. Why is that? Because there's 4 TDs on the enemy team, and you don't know how many of them are going to be in the forest. If you're lit coming down the hill, you have the potential of being wiped out by the time you get down to the bottom. So you've got a few choices there. In fact, look, there you go, there's a Vipera. So he's going for the front of it, or trying to get the roof, and manages to go through. Can he put another shot in before the Viper goes dark? Lines him up. Bang. Gets another shot in. Actually, he gets more supporting damage there. That Viper might just be dealt with. No, that bounced off. Oh, and then he does get taken out. So that's the push from the hill, but again, no one is pushing off the hill, which is good to see. He's getting lit, so doesn't want to basically, yeah, be sacrificed to any of the other TDs down there. So it turns around, and he knows that the base is being pushed on. The enemy ELC is taken out the T-69, I think it was. Yeah, that was down at the base, so needs a bit of base support here. In fact, look, the enemy Borsig is pushed right up, and the Shrek is falling back, but too late. It gets taken out by the Samavente CC-67. So time to come back and support the base. Now his team's in a bit of a hole here. They've got a similar number of tanks, but they're well down in hit points, so got some fairly highly damaged tanks. But you can see his platoon partner there in the Basante is reasonably healthy, and he can definitely go down and support this. And there you go, someone's on cap. So could be the ELC, could be the Borsig, could even be the Samavente. So okay, now what crazib is doing here is just setting up to cover the base, but he's knocking down trees because it's quite possible for a tank to pop up in the sort of E6, E7 zone, and if he's exposed on the side, he'll be spotted and potentially, you know, lose some health. Now he's got full health, so he can afford to lose some health here, but it's really just trying to avoid being spotted here. So the Basante moving up hasn't spotted anyone yet. Yeah, it's just going to do the same thing in this location here, just moving up again. Just needs someone to do some spotting. So Basante just moving up carefully. In fact, there you go, Progetto 46 has come up. They're exactly where I said it might come from. Gets spotted and puts in a nice hit there. So crazib attracting both some assisted damage there and got his own damage up to 3.5k. But his team's still in a bit of a hole. They are one tank down, having lost the Shrek. And the enemies around their camp area. Well, they've stepped off cap, so that's the interesting part. Alright, so coming back up to this area here, he knows that Progetto is down below. Can get perhaps a line on him. Alright, but okay, his platoon mate has come back down off the hill, so coming back down together. And there you go, they've managed to get rid of the enemy light tank, so platoon work paying off there. And crazib knows then that he's got a fair bit of protection behind him, so he can afford to go back up on the hill, and he's still full health, so this is a handy position if he can catch anyone trying to flank around. Now, one tank that hasn't been spotted at all, or at least for a while, is the Panther 2. In fact, I don't think the Panther 2's been spotted at all. Neither has the RSU-152K. Both have got a kill, so they've managed to do that without being noticed. Now, could they be flanking? That's partly what crazib would be checking out here. Is he going to get spotted when he comes up here? Just that question. Not so far. His team just pushing in on where that Progetto was last seen. And looks like they're doing some blind shots, but crazib not getting spotted from the hill, so a bit hard to say exactly where the enemy is. Okay, the T-26E5 has been taken out by the Borsig. Now he was very low health, so not that surprised, but this platoon mate in the BZ has taken out the Borsig, so that's a good piece of work there. Borsig would have been exposed by firing, and crazib taking this fairly well protected route, certainly from the forest aspect. Coming up here to take this bush. Now this gives them a bit of overwatch over the enemy cap and also the front line they had where the AMBT was last spotted. And he can fire back towards his own base as well. Yeah, just needs some spotting. So the Bisonte is going down to the south. 4 minutes to go. Alright, so they've lost their own AMBT. And it's now 4v4. And they're still about 1,000 hit points down. In fact, they've just lost some more hit points, so here we go. They've spotted the Semavente. Crazib gets a nice shot in and he gets taken out, so good piece of work there. And who else is likely to be down there? Oh, okay, now they found the AMBT, so another good spot. And he's just on the outside end. There's a good spot here for crazib to be, although it does rely on accuracy of your gun, but one of the other things he's got in his advantage is DPM. So that's managed to do that, and they flushed out the RCU-152K. So another hit going in there for crazib. He's nearly 5k of damage here. He's having a really good game. And he is spotted, but he's going to be pretty sure that this RCU-152K doesn't have a lot of support. So he can come around here and help finish him off. He's on 388 health, so probably one shot and he's gone. Can he turn fast enough? Yes, he can. And the RCU-152K in water, so it will slow him down. Crazib gets the kill. So now it's just the Panther 2, who again hasn't been seen for a while, so most likely is in the forest here somewhere. We're going to see, oh no, he's not. He's moved all the way down the map, but he's full health too, so that's a good spot. Now crazib has got a line on him. Can he get a shot in? Wait for the aim to come down. Line shot firing in. Most likely that hit. We'll have a look later. But now it is all over Red Rover. And crazib again still on full health. Hasn't actually lost any hit points yet. And he can motor on in. There's the Bisonte. And the BZ, oh, and the BZ's taken him out, so it looks like his blind shot went in and the BZ's just finished him off. That is the end of the game. Oh, what a turnaround. Well, I think we just saw another great example of a tank destroyer being used aggressively. Now it does help that the WZ-120-1G is a brawling TD, similar to the SU-122. Good mobility, good DPM, good slope on the frontal armour, so you play it with the heavy tanks, but you don't want to be exactly on the front line. Anyway, back to crazib's game. Let's have a look at the results. Yes, that last shot on the Panther 2 landed. In fact, you can see the damage there. So you got 463 out of that, and end up with a total of 5.8k of direct damage and another 1.6k of assisted damage there, so good total of 7.4k of combined damage there. Only got one kill, but nonetheless that helped him get the Confederate medal for damaging tanks that were in kill by his team and the high caliber award for the most damage. And along with that he's picked up the Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Alright, so let's have a look at the team score. So he's finished on top with both damage, of course, because he got the high caliber award, but also on EXP with 1652, and his platoon mates really dominating the top part of the game and really carrying the whole result there at the end by both surviving and getting the necessary kills. So on the enemy team, the Borsig, who was playing pretty aggressively, ended up with the top result there, and everyone else did sort of very average, only one other tank, the Progetto, getting over 2k. So just shows you, yeah, the way to play that particular map. Don't be aggressive, not over aggressive. Don't push down the hill, push up the hill, and work out your tactics from the way the enemy responds. Of course, now look at their own team. Of course, they were paying for a lot of players who got 0 damage there. Alright, but nonetheless, good game there for crazib, and we always like to see his results. They tend to exemplify good practice, so I'm sure there are things you can pick up from crazib's game, and hopefully I've managed to call out some of them. Anyway, 20 shots fired, 16 hits, 13 penetrations. That gave him his damage total. He had the platoon bonus running. Look at that, 107k just for being in a platoon. Just shows you the value of platooning there from a credits perspective. Didn't have any repair costs because he didn't get hit, or didn't get hit to cause any damage. And in fact, there you go, 2 hits but 2 non-penetrating. Just had his premium consumable that he ran for the food, and ended up with a nice total of 194k for income credit after all expenses. So a great game there from crazib. Thanks very much for supplying the content there. I hope you liked the video as well and you got something from it. If that's the case, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please have a consideration doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.